Chapter 2. It was just after 12 when the class ate lunch in the cafeteria. Fern sat alone, working on her poem while she ate. Binky and Rattles started talking as they approached her table. "Just thinking about poetry makes me sleepy," said Binky. He let out a big yawn. Then he closed his eyes and began to snore. "Hey, Binky," said Rattles, "wake up." Binky fell back limply, but Rattles reached out to catch him. "Come on, Binky," said Rattles. "I've got a question for you." Binky opened one eye. "What?" "What's twice as boring as a poem?" Binky frowned. "I give up. 2 poems." All of the kids nearby laughed, but not Fern. She gathered her things and stood up. "You only make fun," she told Binky, "because you couldn't write a poem if your life depended on it." Then she walked out. All the kids gasped. Francine was impressed. "That's the most Fern has said all year." "And it was well put," the brain noted. Binky didn't like the way everyone was giggling at him. He ran to catch up with Fern. The other kids followed him out. Fern and Binky faced each other in the hall. "What do you want now?" Fern asked. Binky put his hands on his hips. "Maybe I couldn't write a poem fast," he told her. "But neither could they," he added, pointing to the other kids. "Wait a minute," said Francine. "I could if I wanted to." "Me too," said Arthur. "No problem." Binky stared at them. "Ha! I could write a better poem than you with my brain tied behind my back." "Really?" said Arthur, snickering. "I'd like to see that." "Oh, you would you?" "Yeah, that's what I said." Fern stepped between them. "Hold on," she said. "I'll bet none of you can write a decent poem." "I can so," Francine insisted. "Yeah, me too," said Buster. "I think I can," Sue Ellen chimed in. Arthur folded his arms. "Maybe Binky can't, but I can." "I can do anything Arthur can," Binky declared. "I can write a poem like that," Arthur insisted, trying to snap his fingers. "Fern, I cannot believe you would question my poetic capability," said the brain. "Hold me back," Binky exclaimed. "Somebody hold me back, or I'll write a poem right now." "Quiet," Fern shouted. They all closed their mouths at once. It was not that Fern was such a commanding figure. They had just never heard her yell before. "Now," Fern continued more calmly, "we'll see who can do what. You can each write a poem and enter it in the poetry contest. Anyone who doesn't finish in time has to join the poetry club for a whole year. Is it a bet, or are you a bunch of chickens?" "No problem," said Binky. "Prepare to be humiliated," the brain told her. "I'm ready," said Francine. "You're going to lose a bet," said Muffy. Arthur and Buster nodded. Fern smiled. "Good." "How do you write a poem?" Arthur whispered to Buster. Buster shrugged. "I thought you knew." Arthur shook his head. He had no idea. But how hard could it be?